Okay, I got the Karmann Ghia running again the other day, and I was letting it run for a while and revving the engine, and then I noticed it leaking oil underneath. And as I revved the engine, a couple of seals, little round seals, fell out onto the concrete here on both sides of the engine. And after inspecting it a little further, I've noticed, and I hope we can see it here, up in this area here, there are these tubes. Okay, it looks like you can see them pretty good. The tubes are all bent and twisted, and some of them are actually cracked. And I'm a bit concerned about this, and looking it up online, I found out that they are pushrod tubes. Okay, for the head, the valve cover, under the valve cover here is a rocker arm for opening and closing the valves, and the push rods that ride on the rocker arm, which ride on the cam, or on the crankshaft cam, for opening and closing the valves, run down these tubes. So these tubes are in pretty bad shape, really bad shape if you ask me. I'm hoping I don't have any bent push rods, but they, from the looks of things, that may be the case too. And could be why the engine's not running as smoothly as it should be. Let's see if we can get a view on this side, which is also leaking. Yes, I can see some push rod. I can see those tubes there. And the oil drip here, which is not quite as bad. So what I need to do is I need to remove this plate right here, and also I have to pop the valve cover, get in there, remove the rocker arm, pull the push rods out, and replace these tubes and so forth. Of course, while I'm under here, I probably should do some major cleaning. This thing's looking pretty bad underneath here with all this oil dripping. So that's where we're at. What I've picked up so far is I got a couple of cork valve cover gaskets, and then I picked up, let me dump this out here, what these are. Now the original, the stock tubes are one piece, and they basically go in one piece when the valve cover or the head goes on the engine. It kind of compresses between the cylinder, the block, and the valve. I'm sorry, the heads. So now these new ones, which are aluminum, are in two pieces, and they're spring loaded. So these springs will go in there and connect the two together, and there's also these little black rubber rings here There's 2 rings on each one of these tubes. So the inside sleeve, I think you can see them here, you put 2 of those rubber rings on. So when it slides into its counterpart, that seals it off, so oil shouldn't leak there. I'm hoping anyway. So this is the easiest way to replace these tubes, short of pulling the heads off the engine. So that's where we're at. That's the start of this project today. Let's see how it goes. Now that I looked under there with the camera, I'm kind of concerned that I might have a couple of bent push rods too. So once I get into it, we'll see. If that's the case, then I will have to stop and order some push rods. Okay, I'm going to pick it up again once I get things opened up a little bit. Alright, worst fears. Bent push rods. 3 of them. And it is those 3 push rods that actually cracked and bent the push rod tubes to the point where they were leaking, and actually severed in half 2 of them. So at one point, I guess the thing was cranked over with the timing or way out of line, causing pistons to hit the valves, or the valves to get stuck, and the push rods to bend. Anyway, let's see, I got the valve covers off, rocker arms off, push rods out. I got all the old tubes removed. These plates were real bare to get off. 2 of them. I think I even cracked one. I even broke one of the bolts off, so I have to tap that out, figure out what I'm going to do with that. So now it's open and clear for the tubes. Of course, I want to clean this grease up, wipe it off real good while I got it this wide open. Get it cleaned up. Actually, considering just dropping this whole engine. There's the other side. Rocker arms out. Push rods are out. And all the tubes removed. Again, pretty gunked up. Either need to drop this engine or put it up on a lift and really clean the heck out of it. So that's there. I think I'm going to hold off until I get the new push rods before I start putting it back together. In the meantime, I could clean this sucker up a bunch. See what the heck I'm doing. This whole engine needs to be degreased. Okay, show you again. There's my push rods. The rest of the push rods are in this tray. There's my rocker arms. Everything needs to be degreased. There's my valve cover clips. The rest of the push rods down there. This is the old tubes. I didn't try to pull them out too neatly, just twisted them until they came loose. Basically, I just wanted to get them out. So that's where I stand right now. And I gotta order me some push rods. Should probably get all 8 of them. That's it for now. Bye. Quick deal on how these new pushrod tubes work. I already got the rubber rings on this piece here, and it's going to fit. First it's going to go, the spring goes on it. Let's see if I can do this kind of one-handed. Okay, and then that will go inside this piece here. Sorry about the video, but so it gets started there, and it will slide inside. It's a little hard to get past those O-rings. We set the camera down for a second. Hopefully you guys will still see me. Okay, so first thing, get the O-rings inside, spring compressed, so it looks like so. Okay, one of these rubber seals with the wedge go on one end. According to the paper, this end with the spring is heading to the engine casing. Okay, so this is the engine casing side. On the other end, you put a washer first, and then another one of those tapered rubber seals. Now this is a little harder because this end of the tube is a little wider. It's not hard though, not too bad, just a little harder. So the finished thing looks like this. Hopefully I'm getting you on the camera, or getting it on the camera. Let me turn this around and show you it on the board. Okay, so that's the finished tube. And like I said, this end over here goes towards the engine block. This end over here goes towards the valve head. Okay, that's the way they're going to have to go in. Alright, let me put the rest of them together, and we'll see if I get that done today. I may not.